What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we are really coming into some of the most exciting moments of the bodybuilding season. The Olympia is only 5 weeks away, there are only 2 Olympia qualifiers left, and the details in the physiques of everyone in that Olympia lineup are really starting to come through. So we're going to touch on a couple of those points in this video, and you guys, I am really starting to feel the hype before the Olympia. So to start off, we have an update here from Behrooz Tabani, and I wanted to start with Behrooz because, as many of you know, Behrooz is still awaiting approval from the US government to get his visa to even come and compete at the Olympia. And for the second year in a row, despite being qualified twice now, Behrooz Tabani may miss out on the chance to compete on the biggest stage in the world for bodybuilding because of, frankly, some bullshit paperwork process that he should be exempt from, honestly. World-class athletes from various sports travel to different countries very frequently in order to compete because, humanity is supposed to value the athletic achievements and competitiveness of these athletes over any political influence or agenda. It's really ridiculous that Behrooz is still subject to this, and despite the stress and uncertainty, he is continuing to prep for the Olympia. And really, you guys, Behrooz could be a threat to even potentially the second call-out at the Olympia, but we have to see him in that lineup to really know, and I want to see where he's going to land in that lineup. He deserves just as much as anyone else to be on that stage. So I just wanted to keep up awareness of this situation, and if there is anyone out there that can help Behrooz, message him on his Instagram, message his coach Milos Sarshev, and you know what? Let's just all hope for the best. Okay, so next up, we have the weekly check-in photos from Nick Walker, who is sitting at 274 pounds morning weight in these updates, and that would put him in around, I would say, probably 280 pounds by the end of the day. And now this is where we're really starting to see the true strengths of Nick Walker's physique coming through. As Nick continues to shred down, we get little reminders of those strengths that he does have over other competitors, like the detail in the back, the roundness of the shoulders and triceps, the bicep peaks in the back double bicep. That's one of the reasons that Nick is really superior in that pose. Aside from the insane back detail and overall shape, Nick is continuing to look more and more impressive as we get closer and closer to the Olympia. It won't be long, and we'll really start seeing that bursting full, striated out of his mind version of Nick Walker. The best is definitely yet to come. Okay, so next up, we have another 5 weeks out update from Derek Lunsford. This in particular was a shoulder day for Derek, and although I think Derek is going to have a lot of advantages going into this year's Olympia, the roundness and fullness of the delts is definitely one of those advantages, and not a lot of people talk about that with Derek. The overall shape and size really gives him that look of extreme width across his upper body. It gives him that pop to his physique, especially in the front lat spread. Look, everyone talks about things like Derek's crazy abs, his crazy back, but he does equally have just as crazy shoulder development, and it's part of what really rounds out his physique, and it's definitely part of what makes him a very dangerous threat to that Olympia title this year. Derek talks in this video about how he really just can't see himself ever not being a weightlifter at any point in his life, and it's that passion and love for training that equally makes him as much of a threat to the title this year. Okay, so next up, we have an update here from Michal Krizo at 5 weeks out as well. And look, we've been talking a lot about advantages in this video. Who has what over the competition? What are the strengths that will push an athlete to those higher placings on that Olympia stage? And when you look at those questions and then you look at Michal Krizo, you see a competitor that has just, the craziest arm development in the game right now. Everybody knows that about Krizo. There's also a very impressive level of vascularity and the deep cuts in the shoulders and overall level of separation that you see in this update. These are the things that could set Michal Krizo apart from the competition and really make him stand out on that Olympia stage. At the same time, Krizo could fall short in the back shots as compared to some of the competition, which you cannot say the same when you're talking about guys like Nick and Derek. Now, Krizo has had some time to improve on his back since his victory at the M-Pro Classic, but either way, I do believe that we are going to see the best Michal Krizo that we've ever seen on a stage in bodybuilding. He actually said in an interview with AJ Kelly Robert that he not only thinks he can defeat Hunter Labrada this year, but he actually said that Hunter is really no problem. So a lot of you guys do have Krizo in your top 8, top 10. Some of you even have him in your top 6. Let me know in the comments below where you do have Krizo in this year's Olympia lineup. Alright guys, we got one more update at 5 weeks out. We've got an update from Regan Grimes, and Regan is really, I think, looking to get some redemption on that Olympia stage this year. And for Regan, there's really a few stories that will unfold on that stage. First off, it will be the tiebreaker with Nathan the Asha, assuming Nathan shows up at the Olympia. Second off, the fans are really looking for him to prove himself that he can realize his full potential and come in shredded out of his mind, because we have seen Regan compete twice now this year, and we did not see that crazy level of conditioning. That Instagram conditioning, if you will, has not translated over to the stage, and the fans, I think at this point, really expect it from Regan. And finally, Regan is looking to improve on his best placing at the Olympia, being 15th place that he got in 2020 and 2021. So the stories are really going to unfold for Regan at this year's Olympia, I think more than ever. Regan is looking pretty crazy in these updates at 5 weeks out, but of course, he always does look crazy on Instagram, doesn't he? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.